And that's the show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This has been Drunkcast. I'm your new host, Nick.
That's how it is. Here we go. Hi. Once upon a groove on an old soul tune. I watch the pin move to shape the breakthroughs. Who makes moves, maneuver in the right direction. The rest of you get left behind and messed up in this session. I'm not trying to make a difference. Maybe some pocket change. I'm content with the.
Welcome everyone to Drunkcast Live.
Yeah.
Hey.
Episode 171 now. At Don's Deep, I'm Travis.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
We're a podcast that takes place. Oh no.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to step on the intro.
Oh, no, I appreciate it.
I didn't know we were recording the whole time.
Well, yeah, we keep little pieces of it just to embarrass people later.
Oh, great. Blackmail.
Yeah.
We're a podcast that takes place in bars and restaurants, and we like to have some drinks and talk about things that happen over the week or with some interesting people. Now, the person we have on the show tonight actually is this is the first time we've had a completely sight unseen person who reached out to us who was interesting people enough to
Really?
say, "Hey, am I interesting people? Yeah, you want to be on the show? Yeah, let's do it on the show." You know,
It can happen to you, too.
It can happen to you too. 412-440-7468. You can call that number. You can text that number. But we have Nathan Helton. Helton or
Helton,
Helton.
yes.
Cool. Yes. One for one. Thanks for coming by the show, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Showing
it was
interest.
really just a boost for my ego, just to make sure that I'm interesting enough.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It worked out. I mean, you obviously a very busy person.
Very busy.
And I'll get to that. But first, I have to ask you the three questions.
Okay.
Stay away from the bus. I'm going to ask you the three questions. Everyone gets three questions. First one is, what are you drinking?
Okay. Shiner Buck.
Shutterbuck? Okay.
Yeah,
Now,
draft.
is that what you usually drink? Or is it?
It was my favorite out of the selection they had here at Don's Depot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But usually a beer. Usually
A beer of some sort.
a draft beer, yeah.
What's your favorite draft beer in Austin?
I was actually thinking about this on the way here. I was hoping they had Thirsty Goat from Thirsty Planet, but they didn't. But Shiner,
Shiner works
I'm
at a
okay with
pinch.
Shiner. Yeah,
Shiner.
But it's been Thirsty Goat for a while, so cheers to that.
I don't know if I've ever had Thirsty Goat. You definitely haven't.
No.
Dylan does
Edelberts or nothing.
That's true.
Naked Nun or nothing.
Second question is, what is your spirit animal?
Oh man, probably a wolf.
Wolf? Okay.
Yeah, lone hunter, but can run with a pack as well.
Sure.
Yeah,
And that explains a lot of your current projects.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have a wood carving, a giant wolf carved out of a stump at my mom's house.
Oh, what is it, like a butcher board, or is it just hey, what's up?
Someone carved it out of a chainsaw, sculpted it out
Cool.
of a chainsaw.
Oh, cool. So it's an actual
Nice.
3D. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of wood?
I couldn't tell you. A tree.
Your
Tree
wood.
wood.
Your personal totem.
Pretty unique, yeah. Your actual totem, yeah. What's the wolf's name?
We haven't named it. Every Christmas it gets a Santa hat, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's behind all the gifts.
So, since you're a musician, and we'll talk about your band and the covers that the band have brought out recently. The third question is supposed to be unique to you, and hopefully you'll never hear it again. The third question is, what's the one cover you'll never do? Like one cover that never works.
Oh, man. Can it be a cover we've already done that
you
we
never
will
wanna do
never do
again?
again?
Yeah, sure.
That
yeah.
counts.
We used to cover Josie by Blink-182.
Okay.
And we played a show, and this band from New York called Still Rings True played before us, and they covered Josie and did it way better than we did.
Yeah,
And about halfway through the song, we were all giving each other those looks. And we all knew, we all knew what we all were thinking the same thing.
But yeah, you can't stop in the middle of the song, so you got to get through it. Like,
The set list goes first.
Yeah. And afterwards, we said, okay, so never playing Josie again.
Man, I wonder how often that happens. I mean, that's akin to wearing the same dress, right? Like to the same party. You know?
Same, the same shirt. Tour wardrobe gets very limited sometimes, and you wind up with the same shirt.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen the same band recently and recently bought the same shirt.
So, what do you think of? Not to go too far into Batman and Superman just came out. Batman vs Superman. I just decided to wear a Batman shirt, and someone mentioned it's like wearing a band shirt to see the band play.
yeah, isn't that the PCU rule?
PCU rule? Is it a rule?
Yeah, that's actually from the don't wear don't wear a shirt of the band you're going to go see play.
See, and I've heard that before. But I'm not actually a musician. My rap career has one song and that's it. And it's been 15 years. But what do you think about when you see someone wearing like the Thieves, for example, like a shirt for anything that's playing at the time?
To my show?
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean more support. I remember being that kid wearing the band shirt to the band show.
Yeah.
Now, would I do it nowadays? No. But if they want to do it, that's great. That's fine.
So like when you look out at the audience, just like dollar sign appear their heads, like they bought a shirt. Yeah, they bought a shirt.
Well, hopefully they bought it. We give out a lot of our shirts to friends too.
Sure. Was it stigma about just being too nerdy about a thing? I mean, I can understand Batman to a Batman movie. That makes sense.
There were people in costume. Yeah.
There was.
Well, costume.
Well, there was a guy in a onesie.
Yeah.
There was a guy in a Batman onesie. Like, sure. And that's way different. There's not going to be a guy dressed like a drummer coming to one of your shows.
Yeah, we didn't.
How would you know?
Oh, I guess that's true.
I think they'd be shirtless.
We don't have thieves. We don't have thieves pajamas either. We haven't printed those yet.
I mean, that's a golden idea.
We got coffee mugs. That's the coolest thing we've done, I think. They change colors.
Oh, right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Whose idea was to do the coffee mug?
It was kind of a collective thing. We should get coffee mugs. It was Billy's idea to get the ones that change colors.
Sure.
So it's all blue, and you put the coffee in, and heat activated reveals the artwork.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Like your band artwork?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, the cover to the latest release.
It's the latest one that's the one that comes out soon, or is it out now?
Well, the one before the cover, so it came out before. Yeah, color change right there.
Color change, yeah.
And the coffee mug. Ha ha ha.
Exactly. It gets deeper and deeper.
Wow. Mind blown.
The rabbit hole keeps going.
Incuption. So you've been doing music for a long time, huh? With the Thieves 7-year anniversary, I guess, just came up recently, right?
Yeah, right before South by.
Wow, and you're young? Wow.
Relatively, yeah.
Well, it's like boxing, I guess. Like, you hit 35 and you really don't have a lot of options besides
you
cover
started
bands,
in
I
your
guess.
teens, the same band. That's crazy.
Yeah, 19. First semester of college.
And they were born in Austin?
Yeah, we're all from, well, not from Austin, but we're all out of Austin.
Yeah, where are you from originally? You from here?
Well, I was born in Tennessee. I grew up in Buda since I was 4 years old, though.
Yeah.
So just south of Austin. When I was growing up, there's nothing to do in Buda, so we were always coming into Austin.
Now it's busy as hell, right? Is there still...
I mean, I like to say there's still nothing to do. There's just a lot more buildings and chain restaurants.
Sure. Nicer bridges.
Yeah. More model homes.
More Applebees.
Exactly.
More Applebees.
Yeah.
That's the real litmus test for community is how many Applebees you have.
Yeah. If you want to be on a Texas road map, you have to have it.
So the Thieves then started off as just friends in high school kind of band thing, or kind of a reach out?
Kind of from the ashes of other projects that had burned out. Half the band, over half the band, so it's 4 members, and 3 of the members were from one band and that had broke up, and we were just all hanging out, listening to other bands together, and just decided, like, hey, let's start playing music like this together.
Cool.
And I grew up going to see Chris and Billy, the 2 guitar players. I grew up going to see their local band, their pop punk band.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of like getting to work or being a band with kids I looked up to.
Yeah.
They're my age. I mean, they were just in a band
yeah,
before me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
You feed off that energy, like they're going to keep doing it. Might as well I'm going to keep doing it with them. Like,
oh yeah, with each other. Like, sometimes that's the only thing keeping us going. I feel like is the other 3 guys in the band with me.
Well, I mean, there's also.
that's great.
I mean, I saw that you guys were an official band of South by Southwest a couple of years.
Yeah.
Official band of Fun Fest, or is it Fun Fest?
Fun.
Too many funds.
3 funds. Yeah.
3 Funs. Okay.
Technically 3 funds, but it is way more than 3 funds.
What does that actually entail, being an official band?
For Fun?
For either, really.
For Fun, it was great. You got all access, free food the whole weekend. We played.
Oh, cool. Okay.
We played the first day at like noon, so it wasn't prime spot, but
Sure.
We got to hang out at the fest backstage. I got to watch some of my favorite bands from 10 feet away on stage, which was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
And I mean, you're just at the fest. We did a lot of press, did a lot of interviews for from magazines that I've heard of to kids who just have a recorder who got
Just
a press pass somehow.
Just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. To podcast.
But without the savvy of a press pass.
That's just money, though.
If only we had a 12-year-old to help us get through that red tape.
I mean, I think pretty soon we're going to be like a one-man band podcast setup. Instead of having the cymbals attached to our knees and stuff, we'll just have look like Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
With mics coming out.
All the
mic
mic arms.
arms
Or
out, yeah. Doc Ock.
I really like wet days. We'll have an umbrella that pops up, walking around with roving podcast thing. I mean, Maybe one time.
Why not?
Why not?
We'll kickstart.
And you can stand on the corner and people throw change into a hat.
Probably.
We probably finally make some money off the show. So, of course, the next logical question is like, what are your major influences?
Oh, for music?
Yeah, for music, yeah.
Honestly, bands that are doing the same thing I'm doing. I mean, I'm not trying to put myself on, the level of successful real musicians,
No, of
but,
course, yeah.
Bands that I have grown up listening to that work as hard as, that I aspire to be, like bands that just work, record music, put out music that's good, still connect with their fans, They can blow up and be huge, but they still have that connection with the kids who maybe have been listening to them since they saw them at a show with, no one there.
So
And,
like Blue October is what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So only Blue October, and that's really it. Yes.
I wonder if anyone remembers who Blue October was, except for the three of us. Anyway,
They played Batfest a couple years ago.
did they really?
Yeah, I only know because I worked it. I wouldn't have known if I didn't work it.
Was it like you look up your phone? Is it? Oh yeah, back to your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys. Oh.
I just got it advanced in the email, like band's playing. It's like, oh, okay,
The BO, cool.
yeah, that'd be yeah.
But why did you guys skip South by this year?
Oh man, so to answer your question about what's it like playing South by,
Yeah.
For a local band of our caliber, it's honestly terrible.
Is
It's,
it?
We ended up playing, so the first year when we submitted, we submitted since we started, so I guess for 7 years now.
Yeah.
And I think our fifth year we submitted, got officially selected, ended up playing just a local show really with bands that we knew that we're friends with, and but it was just billed as an official South by, so it was wristband only, so none of our friends could get in.
Oh yeah.
Which was kind of strange, but at the last minute they opened it up to the public, because I don't know, if you're gonna bill an official South by show, maybe not make it just a local show people can see last week.
Right. Right.
And it also cuts down on the unofficial shows you can play.
Yeah.
And the times. I think it's something like after 7 p.m. you can't play an unofficial show.
Oh, did they actually restrict you from doing
Yeah,
it?
100%.
Interesting.
So we played 2 shows that year. We played the official one at like 9. It was at Metal and Lace.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Yeah.
And
Cheers to Chloe.
Yeah.
and then we played another one at like 2 p.m. Some fest at Spider House.
Huh.
And so yeah, it was cool to get it on the resume, say we did it, go through the whole experience. They only gave us 1 backpack, official South by backpack for 4 members. It was an obstacle course to actually get the backpack, and then the next year we didn't. We said no, we're not going to do it because we did it and it wasn't cool. But we were on some alumni list. I don't know the official term for that.
Really?
And so someone reached out to us and said, "Hey, y'all played last year. I need bands to fill this spot. It's an official show." And we said yes, but we had already booked unofficial shows after 7 p.m. And we said we're not giving up our shows. We'll play your show, but we're not going to give up those shows.
Yeah.
And luckily, the guy booking it we've worked with before, and he kind of said,
Keep it under the table.
Yeah,
We just need to fill the spot. Yeah.
"Yeah," he said, "I have to tell you to cancel them, but if you don't, oh well."
I won't know.
Yeah, and it was a great show, and we played at Dirty Dog on 6th, I think at like 11 on
that's a good
Friday,
spot.
so it was perfect.
Yeah.
And so that's been South by. And now I don't think, unless something bigger happens with the band, I don't think we'll ever really submit
to go
again.
back,
yeah. Unless we have someone working to do it for us.
What is the process or the exposure? Do you think just not get enough benefit out of it?
More backpacks.
Or backpack?
Yeah, that's
Definitely no
really
backpacks.
it. I just wanted the backpack. we've cycled it. It's been 3 years now, and this summer it's my turn.
That's right.
For the backpack. So I'm
The year of
I'm
the
gonna get the
backpack.
backpack. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
I mean, there was stuff in the backpack, right? I'm hoping hyperbole doesn't lead that much.
You know,
but-
like a South by towel and
oh, sure.
earbuds and shit.
You share the earbuds too.
No. I don't even know what happened to the earbuds. But we have the backpack. As far as the exposure and the process, I mean, the exposure is great. Like I said, now we can say we've been an official South by band.
Yeah. But you've got that already covered, so
Yeah, and yeah, it's just for a band like us, we'd have more success playing unofficial shows, and they're way easier to book. And our friends are booking them, not just someone hired by South by to run this show.
Is it difficult then to book shows while South by is going on?
Yes and no.
Because I've heard that, I understand that during South by, especially down on 6th Street, they get locked down. You cannot play unless, and like, if you have a patio, the patio itself is not a venue. So you won't have 2 shows at one location, perhaps, then you have to like sign up twice or pay extra money as well. So I'm curious if, like those better just like blackout dates. Like we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Let's.
Well, it's great because during South by, everywhere becomes a venue. If you have 10 cubic feet of space and you can rent a PA, someone's going to play there.
Yeah.
I mean, we played in a parking lot of a meat market one South by. Someone wheeled a portable stage out there and played all day fest there.
Yeah.
Actually, that sounds more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, there are places where we just don't even bother. I mean, we played at Kebabalicious on East 7th Street. So it's.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was a great show, but we know we have really no chance of, like you said, booking anywhere on 6th Street because those are going to be official showcases bought out by some company or something all week.
And who knows until the YouTube stage is at that Kebabalicious, or Tamale House presents Pepsi's Extreme Spotify Shack or something.
Yeah.
Kebab. That I don't know. That might tie, or I think it ties your experience at Voodoo Donuts seeing a band. So.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I'll bring that. Let's go and take our first break, and I'll need to get another beer anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Go back.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we break.
So,
You're the worst.
I'm the worst.
Tripping on his deep groove, and the night's new. What a feeling, what a nice mood. A bam, boom, rock. We're here to rock you. It's like, damn, what a vibe.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Hey.
Segment 2 of the Double Deuce.
Yep.
Drinking some water. Still hanging at Don's Depot. Still got Dylan, of course, still hanging out. Awesome to talk to you. Because we never get musicians on the show, really.
Really?
I think you're the first one, other than like people we've interviewed during South by.
Yeah. Well, like full episodes with, And those are rappers, and they're pretty cool dudes.
Yeah, I listened to that South by episode.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Wait, which one? Oh, the latest one?
What was his name?
Jay Deuce.
Yeah, Jay Deuce. Yeah.
Yeah, real nice guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was cool. This place was hopping. You could hear crowd noise the whole time. Not that there aren't a lot of people watching us now.
Well, they just know to shut up when we start recording. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll throw in the audience laughter.
Such great fans.
So, Dylan, you had a thought?
I did. So during the break, we were talking about DVDs, and you mentioned specifically that you didn't have internet for a while, which is a crazy idea.
I know.
So you were forced to watch DVDs. So my idea, we're going to repackage all the old DVDs we have as a doomsday prepper kit.
Okay.
Because the internet's going to go.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay, that's not.
I have like 300 DVDs. I put that in one pile. Like when the apocalypse happens, and all you have is a generator, you can still watch Happy Gilmore.
DVDs become currency.
Like bottle
The end
caps.
of the world, yeah.
So what would be? All right. So what would be your 5 movies?
I Am Legend.
Well, you need tips. You need tips on how to survive and how to contact the other survivors.
World War Z.
Sure.
The road.
So only movies
Red Dawn.
that did not remember their original source material very well. Red Dawn. Yeah.
The original one, not the...
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like a prepper's masturbatory thing. Like, oh yeah, I knew I was right the whole time.
All right. So first and foremost would be instructions on how to find a DVD player that works on batteries.
Right.
And a TV that
I
works on
think
batteries.
how to find a DVD player, I think is going to be the first thing.
That will be the first thing that people go fighting for. Yeah. Fuck water or gas. Like, I need a DVD player so bad.
No, but if you have a generator, you can, you're fine.
Okay.
And I'm sure all those guys have generators.
So this I guess is a version of Desert Island movies. Nathan, what would be your 5 movies that you would put in this pack?
This is great. So I recently moved. That's why I didn't have internet. And I also recently unpacked and organized alphabetically all my movies, so I got to look at them and remember a lot of movies I didn't have. 5. A quick 5. Raising Arizona. I'm a big Coen Brothers fan.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Probably A Serious Man as well, another Coen Brothers movie. I'm a big fan of real sad, funny movies, kind of dark comedies.
Okay. Like Meet the Feebles.
haven't seen me.
No, it's not worth seeing. Or it is. I don't know.
Does that take off on Meet the Fockers? Or Meet the
No,
Parents?
it's a
Peter Jackson's.
It's a puppet sex movie from Peter Jackson.
Yeah,
to Lord of the
before
Rings.
before he got the Hobbit money, he
Before
was
he got the
making
Hobbit
puppet
money.
porn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Those two. Big Fan is another one I would probably have.
Big De Niro and Wesley Snipes.
That's Patton Oswalt.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking
Oh,
of,
no, not familiar with it at all.
He's a New York Giants fan, and he has a run-in with their star player that leaves him hospitalized.
Oh,
and so he has this dilemma of kind of reporting it
Right.
to the authorities and definitely getting him suspended and ruining the Giants' season,
Right.
or kind of keeping it under wraps and dealing with like the post
Interesting.
stuff. Yeah.
Like a thin blue line of sorts.
Thin Blue Fan.
Thin blue fan, yeah. I want to check that out. I didn't know Patton Oswalt had movies, or a movie of any kind, actually.
He has several.
I know Ratatouille is the only one I know that he's done.
Well, yeah,
Well, that's
he
his
was
best
Ratatouille.
stuff.
Sure.
He was in Young Adult also with Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Huh, damn.
Wasn't like he like the hero of the movie? He was like the
He ended up kind of he's
Yeah.
like she comes back to her hometown and he was the loser kid and she
Yeah.
reconnects with him.
yeah.
And
And Charlize Theron. So
she learned something about herself from Patton Oswalt.
I'm very sorry, Patton Oswalt. I know he's a big fan of the show, and I didn't mean to let him down. That's a big
Well,
bummer.
not anymore.
I said there was 3, though, right?
Yeah, so that's 3. I'm trying to think of a good cartoon. I was a big Fern Gully fan.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to keep one of those. And then maybe an action movie to round it out. A good action movie that I have. Does it have to be one I have? Because I'm not going to...
Not necessarily. No,
Okay.
No. Like, you know what's going to happen, and you have all of Fry's to
So you
to
prep
walk
for
through
it. Yeah.
you
This is a
prep for it.
prepper kit.
Okay.
Yeah, prepper kit, yeah.
You're assembling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Man,
Avengers.
something with good action. It's, I don't know, something old and kind of cheesy, like maybe Blade.
Okay.
Or one of the Blade movies.
Yeah, sure.
Well, no, you have to differentiate because there's Blade, there's the second one, and then Blade Trinity is not really even a Blade movie.
Right.
It's a Deadpool prequel. So
Gosh, Blade Trinity. For some reason, I just pictured Wesley Snipes and Trinity from The Matrix in a Blade movie when you said Blade
they'd
Trinity.
have more recently chemistry together.
That's true.
Probably Blade 1 with the vampire rave.
No, it's a good
at the
movie.
beginning.
Yeah, sure. And who was the bad guy in that? Christian Slater?
No, Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff, same
You know,
difference.
my sworn enemy for life.
Frost.
Is he?
Yeah,
Still?
we talked about it like a year ago. It's on the show.
Still? I thought. Isn't he dead? Did you finally kill him? I mean, brag about it is what I'm
His
asking.
blue
you.
e-cigs may have worn him out before I got there. Yeah.
Oh man, that's sad. Dylan, do you have 5 that you consider?
No, man, that would take forever to assemble. But there's, I can think of one because I like the way you're categorizing those, and I think I can easily go to an action. Well, okay,
Because what if you
Maybe
find
easily.
some kids? What if you find some children during the apocalypse? You can't show them Blade. You got to show
Yeah.
them Fern Gully. You know?
That's very hospitable of you. I like that.
but like if I had one action movie on DVD, it'd be a toss up between like 3 things:
Okay.
Great Escape,
Okay.
Ronin,
Okay.
and Hunt for Red October.
Huh, damn. Okay.
Yeah,
I can see how that's tough to choose.
Yeah. yeah. Because you got a classic, and then you guess got the best car chases scenes ever filmed. Ronin's fucking Ronin. I don't know. And then Alec Baldwin when he was super hot.
And not throwing bicycles at
Yeah.
at New Yorkers or whatever.
And the worst Russian ever.
Mine would be easy. Be all the Transformer movies so far.
Well, they're making more. There's like 3 more already.
Shit, I have to choose.
Yeah.
Damn it. No, I always like trying to make this not even really a joke. Like I love the fuck out of Last Action Hero a lot.
It's a great movie.
I love the hell out of that movie because it handles like the weird. It's a bad movie. Mm-hmm. It's got the comedy thing. It's got the action thing. All terrible at the same time, but still lovely. Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, well, that'd be the drama, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be high in the list.
But I can't think of something that actually makes me really sad because I think that's important. Like actually having that one like to
Makes
say.
you sad. What's a good sad movie? Up for you.
Oh yeah,
I was going
okay.
to say, I thought of a children's movie.
That
Brick.
covers your kids and your sad.
Yeah.
So you can save on that. You get three more choices.
Wow.
Jesus. Okay.
That's two for
All of a sudden, I'm just going to get really complicated and clever with it. So I was like, no, I was able to get 15 movies out of this, and here's why.
Cover 15 genres.
Well, that's fitting for you because you have this whole genie theory worked out. Like,
Oh yeah. You got to be careful about the genie. That's a question that has to be prepared and cultivated. Oh, Cabin in the Woods. Then, if I had also had to have a
great.
horror movie, that's also a comedy that's also dark. So,
Great movie.
yeah, that covers. Good call.
yeah. So we need to compile all of these and then sell them in an official Drunkcast
Yes, Prepper Kit.
kit. Yeah.
Doomsday Prep Kit.
I like it because we can get all those DVDs for like $3 on eBay.
Yeah.
We could probably get some Drunkcast labeled water.
That would probably cost more than the DVDs.
That's probably true.
Some Drunkcast iodine tablets.
I would probably somehow might accidentally screw it up and then like his iodine tablets. But the DVDs are like empty because like we got them from Redbox and they were just pieces of paper. Or maybe they were like, what's that Sony service where you can download movies? Like a bunch of basically an IOU for it. My 5 movies are Netflix codes.
Hey, you bet.
Right.
Whoops, sorry guys. Find the internet now when water is hard to find.
Yeah, so that's the kind of random stuff we talk about during segment 2 and 3.
That's great. That's great. I've never had that question posed with movies. It's always been music. You know, what could you listen to?
Is music easier
If
for
you're
you?
on oh no, I mean not necessarily.
Okay,
Just
okay.
it's interesting. I like the idea of thinking about movies and not music.
Yeah, because traditionally, I guess it would be like, you know, usually say what's your one book, your one movie, one album, you know.
Okay, yeah.
But that gets really, really difficult.
It does.
Well, I guess, and that's the point.
Yeah.
Because it's not who's your favorite band. It's like, what's the one album you could listen to? Like, actually, I think The Magnificent Creation of Eggs by Andrew Bird, or Production of Eggs, excuse me. I think I could listen to that for the rest. Or no, I think that's it. It strikes so many chords, and it also makes me cry a lot. So, and I'm by myself, so no one sees it. So,
Because you're on an island.
yeah. And of course, the Bible.
Well, yeah,
Nothing.
of course, and
With it hollowed out with tablets in it.
The answer to the book thing is the art of the deal.
Sure.
Come on.
Sure. Hollowed out with some vodka in it.
Some Trump vodka. Yeah.
Trump vodka, yeah. No one's reading that shit.
funny thing about that, my friend Jeff recently got I was hanging out with him and his mom called him because she lent out his old Harry Potter book to a friend.
That would be your thing. The whole collection.
Well, that'd be tough to choose.
To one of her friends as I've never read Harry Potter. She said, "Oh, this is my son's. He doesn't live at home," and that was Jeff's drug book that was hollowed out.
Oh wow.
And so her mom,
The Deathly Hollows.
so her friend went home, opened it up, and just all the middle was cut out. So she said, "Why is your book like that?" And just I hid drugs in there when I was in high school, Mom.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate he was honest with her.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Say like, what do you mean?
yeah.
Mom, are you
I don't
smoking weed
know.
right now?
Yeah.
What'd you do to my book?
Yeah,
you
give
do
it back.
All right, so since you are you are the musician at the table, and you've been asked that question a lot, have you had some thought on the albums you would bring to the desert island?
Albums or album?
Make it 2 albums.
2 albums.
I was going to give you 5, but
Well, I mean,
Gosh, 5.
oh,
It's almost
clearly you're
worse.
more of a Trump than I am. You got a better deal. So.
I'm sorry, negotiation is in my blood. Sorry,
My blood.
it comes out of me.
All right, so two albums. All right.
2 albums. Pollyanna by North Star. And
I know that.
it's just one of those albums that I heard when I was younger and getting into, I guess punk rock and pop punk. And
Yeah.
then I rediscovered it years later in college. And, you know, you listen to it with a new ear, more experienced ear. Of
course,
and it's like that album's incredible to me. It's one of my favorite albums. And Pollyanna by North Star, and that's kind of like, it could be loud and soft. So
Yeah.
probably, man, maybe Come Now Sleep by As Cities Burn. That's always one of my just go-to.
Again.
One of those albums you can that whenever I hear one song, I have to go to the first
listen.
song. You know, if something's on shuffle,
Cool.
one song comes on, I have to start it.
It'll be
over.
that I am 1,000 years old. I don't know what you're talking about. Right now. It's pops and clicks for me.
Has it been like that the whole show? When I
Yeah, yes, there are certain vocal ranges you're saying that I can't hear. I just see your mouth moving, but nothing's registered.
All of the
in my
words.
ears.
Yeah. Well, anything you didn't know was a band.
I know. No, I'm just saying certain registers of his voice is nothing.
Oh, okay.
I tend to fall in just the real uninterested monotone range of the vocal spectrum.
Just like our fans.
If they would only call. I want to check those out because I
I guess since I do not know those bands, those are both kind of in the genre in which you play, right?
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah, some crossover.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So the thing that you actually love doing, you love playing, is the thing you want to have with you.
yeah. And it's also album. You know, there are albums that I like and that have really good songs on them, but I like every album on those, or every song on those albums I like.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very rare for me
something
to,
you never skip it.
Yeah.
to really, exactly, really enjoy every single song on
Actually,
an album.
that is a great question because you guys make your own albums. You produce yourselves, right? You
We
have your
do,
own
yeah.
label.
No.
Oh, I thought you
Well,
said-
he
you
has a
said-
label for other projects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that we didn't actually bring up. yet, but
my bad.
Yeah.
But you guys have red light. All right.
The one red light. We can bring that up.
Yeah.
We can bring that up in the next
All
segment.
right, we'll do that
And now we have 49 seconds.
until the break. We'll just stare at the red light
It's killing me.
quietly.
Oh, is this the countdown when it flashes?
All right, I'll break protocol. We'll come back after this.
Dusty bricks, bitters, mix, bitter cats, split witches, liquid on a packet, bitter trash. Shit, I
Jazz isn't just a bunch of people just fucking flipping their minds or whatever. Like,
Too weird to live, too strange to die.
yeah. I mean,
like damn, what a vibe. Woo! I got my old soul shoe tripping on his deep groove, and the night's through. What I feel.
welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah!
Segment 3, the Fighting 3. Still hanging out at Don's with Dylan. Still hanging out with Nathan Helton. We talked about ska during the break. We don't have to talk about ska. Because
moving on.
You're a pretty busy dude.
I
Nathan,
try to be.
Now, you mentioned we were talking about. So, who produces the Thieves? The who publishes the album, or the record company, or is that DIY as well?
It's so the last record we put out, Color Change, was put out by 95 Records, and that's basically someone paid to press it to vinyl.
Okay.
And helped with distribution on his site. This guy we met. His name's Max.
Okay.
Lives in New Jersey. And it was basically someone saying, "Yeah, y'all are a good band. I like your band.
I'd like for more people to like them.
Yeah, exactly." And that's all it was. He put out another band called they're called Cautioners now. They were called Far From Proper, and that's how we got hooked up with Max in '95.
Oh, cool.
Our friends, they're from Poughkeepsie, New York, and so yeah, it's a small time DIY. It's not like he has a company and an office or anything. It's just him with a label putting up money, and he fronted the money, and the contract was, you know, we pay all of it back through record sales. It's not like a giant profiteering thing. It's just
He'll give you
mutual
$15 million to then give right back to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just
Steals your publishing rights.
our band and him, and we're just friends. Basically, we just became friends, and he likes us, and we like him.
That's awesome. That's the way it should work.
And as far as producing goes, we always, up until now, we've produced our own selves.
Really?
Or ourselves.
Cool.
Color Change, we worked with Bo Burchell, and he's from LA. He played guitar in this band, Seosin, back in the day.
Yeah.
And we did a 5-song EP with him, and he did produce a lot of that.
I think the Thieves Facebook page mentioned Seosin. Anyway.
Yeah, we were listening to a couple of tracks before you got here. Very, very well recorded. Like the production value you can hear.
Oh,
is
that's
very tight.
that's the best sounding stuff we have.
Listen to stuff from the album, but also listen to the covers. And I mentioned like the Weezer cover seems like it's a pretty easy parallel between between pop punk, like because that was already they were already doing some kind of juxtaposition between what we're this is an old timey thing that we're singing and also rap lyrics or whatever it might be, and so to juxtapose that further into pop, but why a Beatles cover? It sounded great, but I was just curious, like it was an influential thing, or
honestly, we've been threatening to cover that song for a while.
Okay. I like that threatening to cover that.
Yeah, just amongst ourselves, we're going to cover that song. Honestly, it got brought up just because the Beatles say, I get high with a little help from my friends.
Sure.
And we thought, how can they get away with that? That's so good. Because we get high sometimes with a little help from our friends.
Sure.
And that's really what started it. And then we also like the idea of, like you said, taking the Beatles song, which is weird and kind of poppy, and making it more of a punk rock version, a harder version.
A little more aggressive.
Yeah. And we thought that itself would be fun to do, kind of transposing. Like you said, the Weezer cover didn't take much because it's already kind of a loud rock band.
Yeah.
But the Beatles, it was fun.
That song in particular, that's not really... Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's just playing with themes and playing with themes and genres, and then like doing it farther. Like.
Well, actually, no, I'm thinking that's a curious song because there's the Beatles version, and there's the Joe Cocker version, which is awesome. It also a different song almost completely because the way he did it. And then your guys' version is, I love it. It's great. It's a very good adaptation.
Thank you
for your genre. It's great. Yeah. And better singer than Ringo. So. If that means anything, I don't know.
I was also going to ask if you knew who Joel Zygmunt was.
Yeah, I know Joel.
Because when I was trying to do research, I saw that that you were called Dr. Nathan Helton, the Mike Recker and Doctor. And his plea to you, Nathan, my prodigy, your music makes my ears bleed. Don't kill your wife.
Yes, explain this.
Yeah, if you can please. Yeah, because normally the third segment we'll do explain your tweets, but you're not on Twitter, so this is literally can you explain what that means.
So that is explain my my bio for my radio personality on the UT radio station KBRX.
Yeah.
So Joelle, she's this girl.
Oh, Joelle, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. She when I went to UT, I graduated UT RTF, and was into the radio and I had my own radio show, and that was my radio name was Dr. Nathan Helton, which is a funny story if you want to get into that. But she trained me on all the stuff, so she taught me everything I knew there, and it was some like not necessarily a graduation ceremony, but that was her like final words of. She did this long list of all the people she trained and what they were good at, and like, oh, so and so is really good at this, and they're going to bring so much to the station, and like really uplifting messages. And then that's what she put about me was, "Don't kill your wife." And so that was kind of my personality, I guess, at the radio station at UT, the volunteer radio station, student radio.
Yeah. Do you have like a 30-hour block of your own music, or
it was? So I started in the wee hours of the night. Everyone starts, yeah. And then I got bumped to early morning, like morning commute, which was I think like 6 to 8, and I had a punk and hardcore show, so it was a lot of loud music. And I got an email from the programming director at the time asking if. From 6 to 7, from 6 to 7 you can play the louder stuff, but from 7 to 8, could you play softer music? And I said no, my show is a punk and hardcore show.
Yeah.
And they didn't. The next email was, "Hey, we got you a new slot." And it was from 12 midnight to 2 a.m., which was a lot better for our friends and stuff. It was me and my friend Chris, who went to Texas State, but he would come up and do the show with me. A lot better for our friends to listen to anyways.
Sure, yeah. Because waking up at 6?
Yeah, screw that.
We're already up at midnight and 2 a.m.
Yeah. What was the wee hours before?
Man, like 4 to 5. It was stupid.
a.m.?
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. You start on, because it's always streaming online, KVRX.
Yeah.
And then, so you start there, and then you move. You get a crap shift, and then you get a good shift.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
luckily,
and then you get the good shift, and then you get the shift that they find out you'd be better for, which
right,
is good for midnight.
right, exactly. Yeah, the good shift as in 6 to 8 a.m.
So no punk rock zoo crew in the mornings.
I mean, you could try it.
It was a wake up call. My mom was listening, so it's really all that. She'd sending me texts throughout the show.
Cool.
Cool song.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Your morning wake up.
I mean, you got to think too. Like, there's going to be some point where there's going to be a 24-hour economy, where there's going to be people from six to 8. Well, I mean, to the point where from 6 to 8, more people are probably just going to bed, than they are driving to work. Oh, Lone Star, please.
Yeah, sure.
You're just before your time, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, as in everything I do, I'm just so far ahead.
Except for Twitter. No Twitter.
Yeah, I don't have time for Twitter. I did start a Twitter called Nate and Chris. Again, my friend Chris. Chris is like my best friend.
Yep.
And it's called Nate and Chris Reviews. And whatever we saw happening, we would just review it.
Oh, just like random public stuff?
Yeah,
Cool.
and it had no followers, but it's just maybe got 5 or 6 tweets. There was one guy. One of my favorites was this guy. He had on one of those, those Nike athletic shirts. They have something real big, like one of the more popular ones is it's like a trash talk almost. And there's one that's like, I can ball, and then it has the Nike,
Yeah,
and there's one that said,
My court.
yeah, this is our house, Nike. And there was one, this guy's shirt. Oh, this is so good. This guy's shirt said #this. And so I said,
So we did. Yeah.
I said to the guy in the #this shirt, I just put #fat. This is a fat dude. So it was stuff like that. We'd go see bands and on tour and tag the bands and just give like a brief, like the drum fill in this song was all right. And that's just real short things like that.
You not do that anymore? I mean, that's pretty much Twitter bread and butter. I
I
think.
know,
Yeah.
it's still out there.
Yeah. You should pick it back up. You get a couple followers from us at least.
All right.
At least
At
two.
least 2. Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's a start. It's 2 more than we had.
I mean, shit, you get a book deal out of it now.
Yeah,
It's true.
Jeez,
I mean-
tell me about it.
Although the TV show will probably not last very long after the book deal. Or like shit my dad says.
Yeah, Netflix original.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Or Amazon Prime original. There you go.
It's
Hey.
only a matter of time before Twitter starts putting up their own movies and video series. So.
I don't know. The Kardashians are already pretty busy. I don't know if they have time for that.
A movie in 140 words or less.
Jeez.
What's that? Completely a side thing because Twitter popped up and people were pissed off. There's 140 characters, and then there was a writer, I think, and writer was like 800 words or more. Yeah, like you had to write a novel. Noveler is what it was called. You actually had to write little
okay.
novels, and some nefarious.
140 characters at a time.
Oh no! It was like you had to in order to produce or publish a thing, it had to be at least like 500 words or
Wow.
something. Yeah, like something ridiculous.
In lieu of Twitter?
And yeah.
Wow.
And then this nefarious jerk ass created a thing. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it is a online cloud based thing that you have to keep writing. If you stop writing for more than 24 hours, it erases everything you've written.
The bus explodes.
Yeah, the bus explodes essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Keanu
supposed to
Reeves
to get
style.
people to really dive into a
actually
book
write,
or something to write, but like it's really brutal.
Wow.
Hardcore writing.
I appreciate that actually.
Yeah.
I've
Didn't mean-
had to write. I've had to written so many things.
You're the goodest at it.
I'm the
so-
goodest at written. And yeah, I mean, there are days I stare at the screen like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
And that product will delete all of it and tell you to start over, motherfucker.
Yeah, that would actually motivate me to do some of my projects faster
and worse.
or uninstall it.
that's right. Or
That's the catch. Yeah.
Now, say you're too busy for Twitter. Like I'd be amiss to not bring up Red Flag.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about Red Flag because it's DIY. I always want to say publishing, but it's a label.
Yeah. I call it like a creative label.
Yeah.
It started as a creative writing zine for more or less that I started with some friends from high school, and that's what it started. It had creative writing, music reviews, food reviews,
Oh, right.
pictures,
Right.
Cool.
in a physical zine, and then it kind of branched out into now music, and I also have like an actual book of poetry out on it. And it's more of like, I like to say it's more of like for me, like a mindset almost than a creative moniker.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like everything I do creatively from me personally, and then just through my friends. My friend Jeff helps me run the actual music part of it.
Yeah.
Is just going to be out under Red Flag. It's like kind of the umbrella corp.
Yeah, I guess I've only seen Red Flag Records, but I did see there was a Tumblr, but there was a lot to dive into to try to figure out how it works with you, but creatively, like just putting stuff out as you think of it.
Yeah, instead of like Nathan Helton Presents or something.
Sure.
You know, it's going to be
Nathan
Red
Helton
Flag.
Joint.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
Nathan Helton LLC.
Because you got through that label, at least for Red Flag Records specifically, you have Mothman and Drip Fed.
Right.
And so what this is the same thing. Like, do you have an idea? Let's do the idea. Let's put it out and show it to the world, or like at least have some kind of record of it that did exist. I guess.
Yeah. So those are two other bands that I'm in.
Yeah. Bassist in both.
Yes. And just, I mean, that's where not Red Flag. That's where records start. I feel like record labels, at least.
Yeah.
It's instead of putting it out. I mean, it's just a label. It's not a big thing. I'm not sitting counting money at all. It's just money I make in just an overarching thing that hopefully people who are interested enough will see and identify that, oh, it's all one person, me and a group of friends that work on it with me. Like, we're putting all this out. And I mean, those are just local bands that I'm in. We're working on stuff from bands that I'm not in, you know, just to have, I mean, and it's cool to have our friends like, oh, on a record label, or, you know, someone helped us put it out. And again, it just gives it more validity. I feel like if you have it under the same,
Just establishing a brand.
Yeah, exactly. It's a brand more or less.
Well, it's nice to stamp stuff out too, you know, instead of just talking about it. You know, that's why it's impressive. And I see that you're also you're selling cassette tapes for.
Is that the new vinyl?
Gee, man, for some people it is, and I just don't get it. Personally, I don't get it.
I was being facetious, but
Personally, I don't get it. And if someone gives me a tape, more often than not, it's just going to sit on my shelf. But it's cool, and I like working on the tapes.
Yeah.
But it's, especially for Drip Fed, and I mean, that's a straight up punk band. And in the punk scene, I think tapes are still a thing, or are a thing again. So it
that
could
seems
be
pretty hipster to me.
It could be. Yeah, it's,
Like,
I mean,
you're
it's
trying
kinda,
so hard to be retro at that point.
It's kind of what it is, I think.
Because there's no... okay, so the vinyl versus digital argument, vinyl has a different fidelity to it. Great, I get that. Okay. Tapes are just shit. Everyone knows that. I mean, so to purposely go out and try to... I want to be on cassette only.
Yeah.
Well, I understand the product though. I understand the product only because the high production value punk rock can sometimes be contradictory, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so
So you put it on tape to make it sound worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, it sound like it might have should have been, you know, or whatever.
I don't know, it still sounds pretty hipster to me. Like, just really trying to fabricate punk rockness.
You're 1,000, so I understand.
I buy that completely. I mean, they're fun to put together. It's cheaper than CDs.
Oh, sure.
And I don't know. I don't know. I agree with you. I don't. Sure. And they're fun to put together, and people like them, and people buy them. And we print everything. We come up with all the art ourselves.
Cool.
We print everything. Me and Jeff, we go to fucking Kinko's and print them out. And when the printing is a little off or it's not bright enough, we sit there and
that might actually work better for the
pay
genre.
You know, pay per minute to use their computers to make it lighter, and then we print it again.
And I love the fuck out of the Drip Fed.
I would leave him...
The labeling for Drip Fed is just...
Oh, that's spot on, right? Yeah, that was really
They
cool.
look like prescription bottles, and you know, and I might sound like an old person being like, I really like what you did with this, but like, honestly, I just more appreciate the fact that it looks so fucking perfect.
Yeah.
You see, I would advocate that when you have something that does not look perfect, you leave that alone. Don't go fix it, because then it becomes a 1 out of 3 edition.
Sure.
Super collectible at that point.
Yeah, I love... whenever I show my mom... I love telling these stories. Whenever I show my mom anything that I'm doing musically, her first response is always a concern of some sort. Like I
you
showed
okay?
her I showed her the Beatles cover and the Weezer cover, and she said, "Well, you know, we have the music video for the Beatles cover." And
Oh, really? Oh.
and she said, "Okay, yeah, just make sure that no one comes after you and sues you for covering their song." I'm like, "Okay, Mom, but what do you think of the song I
Sure.
just showed you?"
Start there first.
And so with the label for the drip fed tape, it's a prescription label, and the barcode on the side I completely made up on just using boxes on Photoshop.
Yeah.
And I showed it to her like, "Hey, what do you think of this art?" And she said, "Make sure that label doesn't scan for anything, so you don't get in trouble."
How do you get in trouble
That'd
for
be
that?
fun. Actually, you should take it. Just go to any Randall's or something like.
Just see if it happens. Yeah, dude, that could set us on to a whole new path.
I don't know if the FDA cares about the label as much as what.
Well, you can make your own barcode that has your own stuff embedded in it, so people could read it and they have your URL or something. Like a
Right.
QR code.
Before QR codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I knew a guy in high school got a barcode that was his like last name or something.
Yeah.
Sure. And not an assassin, so yeah.
It'd have a link to send a self-addressed stamped envelope to get a cassette tape back.
Let's take a last break. Take a shot.
Sure,
and
yeah.
do
Yes,
some
let's
toast
do that.
and get some plugs. And we'll be right back.
Wipe the dust off the canvas and wait till we breaks like
Let's just go do drugs instead.
I know.
Me too.
what a nice mood. A bad boom rock. We're here to rock you. It's like, damn, what a vibe. Woo. I got my old soul shoes tripping on the
Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah. Segment 4, the Fighting Four. For the second time.
Oh, that's right.
Or is it?
Or is it? Still hanging on Don Seep, of course.
Time out. That was perfect.
Once in a while.
You are okay.
Only this many drinks.
My
171 episodes later, we finally got it.
Yeah.
my cousin's husband is a trumpet. Well, I was going to say trumpet master.
He's a
he got
tr-
his
a trumpet.
He's a trumpet.
He's a
She married
trumpet.
a trumpet. That's it.
You know, I don't.
She married a trumpet.
It's a safe space here. You can marry whatever you want to. I'm a Bernie supporter.
He can blow, but he can blow on the bottle. He can find that.
Okay, find the
That
actual.
angle
Yeah, get the
instantly.
embouchure on the
Yeah,
bottle
exactly.
of beer. Yeah.
You lose fancy words at home, young man.
Sorry, clarinet player.
Our Trump future will not abide by
I play.
3-syllable words.
Delete all of this. Let's start over. Volume 3, segment 4.
I'm just going to use the restroom. We can restart. I play baritone in sixth grade. First year, I will say.
Woo, that's
Fancy.
yeah,
But then I quit because
because you're the best at it.
Because I didn't want to be a nerd, and I was focusing on my basketball career.
Sure.
that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Wait, is that hyperbole or not? Like you were.
No, I was really focusing on my basketball career.
Yeah.
I went to a few summer camps. Was really honing in on my skills.
Cool.
And then I just quit basketball because
Well, yeah, because
You were
you had
never.
music to fall back on.
I'm a priblileged middle class white male. I don't
White
have to do
people-
anything.
And you did not reach 6'10". So.
Exactly. I was the smallest kid on my team. But god damn it, could I pass the basketball? And my court vision was, next to none. We lost. Funny sidetrack about we lost, period. Funny sidetrack about my basketball team. There's a website, I don't know if it's still on, but it's called Texas Roundball. And it's like the local, like Central Texas, who's hot in high school basketball. And I went to Hayes High School, fighting Rebs, go Rebs.
Go Rebs.
And we, coming in, freshman year, we were highly like, hey, look out for the Hayes Rebel. Whoever wrote for it, I don't know who's following high school basketball. Look out for the freshman
It's
team
Texas.
at Hayes.
Yeah.
And so we have preseason tournaments. We got first in one. We got second in another. So everyone was like, yeah, these guys are real deal. Hit district play. Just lost every game. I think we won 2 games.
I'm
Against
gonna
Lockhart
go ahead and say you were
farce
on the
against
bench
Basket.
during those games, right? You were
No, starting point guard.
You were on the bench during those games. I'm trying to.
You were on the bench. There's scouts listening right now.
Yeah, that's why. Really.
That's why they lost, because you were on the bench.
My knee was giving me problems. I had two knee braces.
Rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah. But, I'm not the coach. I didn't make the decisions. I just made.
Would that
the
be
passes.
Thursday night lights? Because
think our games-
basketball in Texas is not the same thing
Our
as
games
football.
were Thursday night indoor lights.
I was just making a joke, but is that really how that works?
Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we played Thursday. And varsity played Friday. Freshmen played Thursday. Jeez.
Straight out of the dark. Meet Nathan. Yeah.
So I played high school basketball on Thursdays, and I played punk rock Thursdays.
We should start the whole show over because I want to hear about this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was the worst. My high school basketball career was, are we scrimmaging in practice today? We're not. We're lifting weights. I'm going to wait until the coach is turned around or has left the weight room to just stand in the weight room and not lift weights. So you would max out at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
You get your maxes on every lift.
Yeah.
And max out at the end. And I kid you not, one of my maxes went down. I couldn't lift as much as I could at the beginning of the season.
Sure.
And one of my maxes stayed the same, and another one went absurdly up, like inhumanly impossible.
Yeah.
Because the first time when I maxed out, I didn't.
You didn't care.
Didn't do it.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
I pushed the whole bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gosh, man, if there was ever a time where a coach was more disappointed in me.
Well, for 2 of 3 times.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That's a whole different show. The idea of dealing with a coach as a student athlete, especially in Texas.
I'd love to have coaches on the show to
That
talk
would be
about
a great podcast.
Yeah.
Just high school student athlete.
Yeah, just hearing
and their coaches as they talk to each other.
Oh no, because the coach can't be in the same room.
You don't want to hear
Yeah.
You don't want to hear the kind of things that we did to my coach freshman year. You don't
Well, I mean, like if
I could get in trouble.
like just like a friend of yours who's willing to tell his mom over many years that yes, that hollowed out version of this Harry Potter book was for all my drugs.
Right.
Like surely many years later, be like, hey, coach, I really respected you, but I literally just. Man, I'm sorry. We jerked off in your hat once. Like,
Dude,
you know, like
there's,
I'm sure he knows.
like I said, it's a whole other series and
Yeah.
funding we need for the equipment to record that podcast.
yeah. Maybe some
Thursday Night Lights.
boxing gloves.
Brought to you by Patreon.
That's what it could be called. It could be called Thursday Night Lights.
Yeah,
That would be good.
I'm in. I'm saying.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I coached my high school coach's son's Little League basketball team.
Man, so the ball's still in you.
And we went to
Ball's still in you, Nike.
He's a baller.
Yeah.
Yeah, hashtag this. Little League coach. Hashtag Little League coach. But we went to the end of the year party. Me and my friend Taylor.
Yeah.
We made it through. Went to the end of the year party. There was a jump house. Of course, I got in it.
Of course, you got it.
Hell yeah.
No shoes.
And everything went good. And it turned out the house it was at was next door to one of my friends that I went to high school with, Javier. And he came over.
The circle of life.
Texas, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're not that big.
We're not.
We're not really.
Texas is actually really small.
I mean, like the state itself is so huge, but if you take them all and just put them in one closet somewhere,
It's still larger than 3 European nations combined.
there was something. Not to go into that, but there was something a couple of years ago that said that if you took every single person on the planet and gave them a 12 by 12 foot apartment,
They would all fit
They
in
would all
Texas.
fit in Texas with a lot of room left, like 75%.
Oh,
And then imagine Alaska.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah. But no one wants to live in Alaska. There's
that reminds
so much traffic.
That reminds me of the Futurama episode where Futurama
Yeah,
fan,
yeah.
where Fry and Bender first meet, and Bender's apartment is
The
very
robot
small.
arms.
Oh, the closet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, and he
Yeah.
said, are there any other rooms? Fry asks.
Yeah.
He said, just the closet, and it's the actual
It's
apartment.
the actual apartment. You live in the closet.
That is
He just
Texas.
Yeah. That is Texas. Yeah.
To bring it back to the bands, I'm sorry, I know we're trying to end this thing.
No, we're
No,
not.
I was going to segue back into bands and stuff. Yeah.
Being a local band in Texas, I think Austin is the worst place to be. Well, not the worst, but a very bad place to start in being a local band if you're trying to tour, because it takes 8 hours to get
Anywhere,
out of the state you live in.
Sure,
And we
sure,
have to
sure.
allot a day or two to just leave
And that
our
cuts
home
into
state.
Yeah.
just financially speaking, that cuts into the amount of money you have to take to get to a place that you didn't have to recoup on your tour. That's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, but also when you show up in New Jersey and they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" We're like, "Oh, we're from Austin, Texas." It blows their minds. So
Really? Oh, okay.
So it is cool in that, but
That's nice.
There's a lot of like, oh, thank God you said Texas, you
Not
said
Houston or
Austin.
Dallas.
Right,
exactly.
right.
And when they ask us how Austin is, we just say, "I mean, I'm sorry, Dallas. Do you have Dallas fan base?"
No.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Dallas.
but they're
We're unsure.
but they're basically Austin people, you know. So
Oh, yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
say-
yeah.
They say, "Oh, I've been to Dallas," and we just say, "Yeah,
yeah.
Austin's like the only."
You've been to Dallas? You mean Round Rock?
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, North Austin.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's Austin, and then there's the rest of Texas.
That's perfect. That's it. There's Austin. There's the rest of Texas. Spend some sign-in.
I would actually like to sometime have a conversation with you, and I'm sure you still know people in bands in Houston.
Oh yeah.
It's the one thing I knew in Houston was that if like I had some fledgling bands, whatever, doesn't matter. But there was definitely that conversation that Houston is where bands go to die, or where bands that are born in Houston continue to die because there was no way out. Like even the touring. And of course, Austin has always been like the live music capital of the world.
But it isn't the same as it was years and years ago.
yeah,
so.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
One of my favorite bands of all time, probably second favorite band of all time, recently surpassed, but is from Houston called the John Bonet. And
the Jumbonet.
yeah, and they're
As in
from
Ramsey?
Houston. Yes, exactly.
Love
they're
it.
a great band name. They're
They kill it every night.
and that's the show. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been Drunkcast. I'm your new host. Nick. Thank you.
Here are the
Travis.
keys.
Hey, you wanted to be here.
Yeah.
You called us.
That's right. I did call you on the line, on the phone number. That if you want to be on the show, you have to do is call that number.
412-440-7468. 412-440-7468.
You just call that number. Their original name, the John Bonet's original name, was Central Park Jogger, which was the alias given to an unidentified body found in Central Park.
Yeah. I sense a theme. Yeah.
Great band. Bottom line, great band.
Is their next band name SVU, Special Unit?
Yeah.
Special Victims Unit?
I could. If you want
Natalie Woods actually would be.
Oh, the Natalie
really
Woods,
good.
yeah. The Natalie Woods experience.
It's a fusion.
That's actually Disney. I think is putting together a part of their theme park called the Natalie Woods Experience.
It's a beach theme thing, and you wash up on shore. So
If you want to put together a podcast of people I know from Houston whose bands have died miserably, I could put that together in 2 hours. Like, if y'all want to hang out for 2 hours, they will be here. They will be here instantly. Because they're all in Austin.
oh, of course, yeah.
Plugs.
Yeah,
Plugs.
Right.
The red light's flashing.
This is time for you to. We only have 10 minutes, I think. It's easy to go over. Okay. So it's time for you to talk about where you are on the internet, where the band is on the internet, and
where I am on the internet. Thieves, the main project. I'm in 3 bands. Thieves is the main one that has the best chance of getting rich and selling out. And that's thievestx.com is the website, and ThievesTX is kind of the blanket for all social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Thieves, and then letter T, letter X.
Tango.
I before
X-ray.
E.
I before E. Yes. Okay. Man, we have a.
You should buy the other domain just in case.
I have a poster for Wild Frontier Fest where our name is spelled wrong. And ThievesTX also playing Mothman. That's facebook.com/99willdie. Or number 9 will die, 99 will die. I believe the Bandcamp is mothmanatx.bandcamp.com. And then
That is correct.
yes, and then there is also Drip Fed, the punk band, which is drip-fed.bandcamp.com.
Nice.
And of course, my personal website, waytothewell.com, just kind of all the music, all the writing that I put out, I'll put on there first. And I'll link to all my stuff. But
Upcoming shows?
upcoming shows, yeah, cool.
This is a big deal, yeah.
April 1st, Drip Fed is playing in Houston. And April 420, Drip Fed is playing in San Marcos. And April 29th, Drip Fed is playing here in Austin at Midway Fieldhouse on the east side. Thieves and Mothman are kind of laying low because...
Okay, so this is old then. the trip to United Kingdom.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. So the website is linked to Bands in Town, this app slash website page.
Sure.
And I guess there's another Thieves in there. So every once in a while we'll get these updates. So it's like Thieves in Missouri today.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, that's not us.
May 12th.
It's
Portland,
Thieves
Oregon.
TX.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But Thieves and Mothman are both sitting on albums waiting to be mixed and mastered right now.
Cool.
So shows will kind of pop up once we know the release dates of that and possible tours. But for now, Drip Fed, April 1st in Houston, April 20th in San Marcos at a house show. You might have to find the Facebook for that.
Okay.
420 house show in San
Is that
Marcos.
all ska all the time that day?
No, that's 19th.
Oh. Those 311s.
No, that's Patrick. 311 is not a ska. Okay, all right, I'm not going to unpack that. So we have shots in front of us.
Yes, shots.
Nathan, it's time for you to take a toast, if you can, please, of anything you'd like to toast.
Okay, yeah, a toast to I think it was finding your arcade.
Finding your
Wherever
arcade.
Yes,
is,
your
whatever
arcade,
your
yes.
arcade is.
Wherever your arcade is, yes.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thank you for having me. This is fun. This is what I just like talking to people. You know?
Yeah, that's the point of the thing, really.
When the albums drop, come on back and we'll do a thing.
Yeah, that'd be
Bring some
cool.
other people if you want.
Yeah.
And talk to the rest of the band.
Like
if you
I said, if you want to do the failed Houston band podcast.
Well, we can start with the Thieves first, and then we can talk about if that podcast could work out. You know. Also, yes.
also yes.
Brain thought, shot, words,
Plugs,
fail.
where can you find us?
No, that will happen. It was something else I was going to bring up to him. But anyway, so yes. But thank you so much for coming and hanging out with
Yeah,
us.
thank you for having me. This was fun. This was a lot of fun.
That means it's working.
Yeah, the booze. I stopped drinking after last Sunday, so this is weird.
Wait, you stopped drinking?
I did. Do you have any plugs?
Quitter.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That was the worst weekend of my life. Dylan, do you have any plugs? Do you have anything you wanted to bring up?
Thieves TX.
DFCX.
Yeah,
Okay.
.com.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, once the album's out. And also, you don't mind if I grab some stuff from what you guys are doing and put it in the show?
Oh yeah, whatever you want.
Cool.
Anything.
Cool.
So will the Beatles sue us if we use the cover song?
Only if his mom has anything to say about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I won't let her know.
Well, George
Will
Martin
she
is-
listen to the show? If you tell her?
if I send her a link, she'll listen to it for sure.
Cool.
Her first
She'll
concern will be, those guys are kind of weird and they talk about things. And
No, I'm worried she's going to worry about the intro to the actual episode. The podcast itself is
are
still
they
not.
really drunk?
She'll say, "So was the shot real?"
Did they drive home okay?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're super sober. Anyway, so Nathan, thanks for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Dylan, thanks for helping me run the show.
I'm here.
And if you like the show, you want to know more about the show, you can go to drunkcastlive.com. That's drunkcastlive.com. Those are 3 different words all smushed together and not drunk ass. You can go to @drunkcastlive on Twitter. We're at drunk.
Twitter, we're at Drunkcast Live.
Wait, we're Drunkcast Live on Twitter. We're Drunkcast
Drunkcast
Live
Live
on
Pics.
Facebook. But is it DCL Pics or
Drunkcast Live.
No one goes to Instagram. Who cares? You can go to you can go to iTunes. You can do a search for Drunkcast. You can find us Drunkcast Live or Drunkcast really, because we're the only one who's still producing things under that moniker.
Really?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And if you like the thing, click a thing, and you can say, "Hey, what you like about that?" And maybe we'll someday be better than any other podcast.
Stitcher Store. They're treating us very, very
Stitcher
well.
Store has been treating us very well. You'd like the Stitcher thing? You can go to Stitcher thing, Google Play someday. I think the Zune Store exists in some.
No, it doesn't.
No, it exists in like a series of runes you can purchase from your local witchcraft
Hey,
store.
leave Bill Gates' kids out of this.
I mean, they need money, right?
Your local pagan co-op.
Yeah, one pagan co-op away from getting the best beer you've ever had.
Are we on Etsy yet?
You know what? I'll make an Etsy store tomorrow.
I'm already on it.
We're on Questions at Drunkcast Live, and we're also 412-440-7468. That's 412-440-SHOT. That is a phone number you can call or text. If you leave a voicemail, then we will talk about a thing. If you text us, then we'll talk about it even faster.
Yeah.
I mean, when the next episode happens,
Yeah.
of course. And I think that's it. And I'm Travis, and we love you for listening, and we hope to see you next week. Bye. Bye.
See ya.
To let you know what the deal is.
Was in a rap. Well, I mean, I guess I technically still am in the rap group. Once you join a rap group, do you ever get out of the rap group?
I think it's blood in, blood out.
Look,